Once upon a time, in a kingdom far, far away, where the kingdom's heirs turned into crows, King Richard decided to swap his real child Daniel with another, Matthew, to opt him out of a curse. Daniel grew up in the town village as a pauper. He was fun, kind, and a helpful young man. He was full of life. He was also well known to the town people, while the other child, Matthew, grew up in a royal kingdom with servants to obey his every wish. He was strongly opinionated, well-mannered, and respected, as a prince should be. He also obeyed his royal duties, even though sometimes he was cold. One day, Daniel's dad got sick. Daniel decided to join the royal guard to obtain more gold to help his father get better. Daniel was an amazing recruit. He was praised by other guards for being their best. He was geared to be a great leader one day, they said. Matthew noticed Daniel's praise and became infatuated with him. Matthew was trained to be a skilled fighter when he was a child, so he challenged Daniel to a friendly spar in which he won. After their duel, Matthew decided to personally escort Daniel around the town to explain a guard's duties. Their day turned out to be filled with fun, laughter, and implied intentions, which resulted in a romantic night. But the following morning, Daniel became in distress because he was worried about his sick father. Matthew offered to go along to his tavern. Daniel's father was not in great shape, and when Daniel came home, his father had a letter that he wanted for Daniel to pass on to the queen. He said she would know who he was and would accept it. Matthew had offered to take the letter personally to the queen. The queen has been in the dark all of these years, not knowing that Matthew was not her real child, but always had a clue. With the news in the letter, the queen stormed out of her quarters, leaving the letter, which Matthew read. He was confused about the message that it bore, which spoke of the queen's real son and the king's disappearance. Later that night, the queen snuck out of the castle to visit Daniel's father. Matthew followed her in secrecy and listened to their conversation. Daniel was asked to step out of the tavern in the meantime. Matthew became threatened. Unsure how to take this newfound knowledge, he decided to kill Daniel. Daniel dying on the ground, he noticed his pet bird transform into King Richard. At that moment, he realized his true identity when King Richard sacrificed his life to restore Daniel's. The following morning, Daniel woke up, knowing that it is Matthew's coronation. He got dressed nicely and headed to the castle to dethrone Matthew. Daniel's interruption caused a brawl between the two lovers, and right before Daniel was about to take his final blow to end Matthew's life, he stopped and realized that revenge wasn't the right path. He was not that kind of person, and that his love for the kingdom was stronger than killing Matthew. In the end, Matthew was banished from the kingdom. Daniel received the crown and was reunited with his real mother, able to save his father, but bears the destiny to be a crow of the castle.